The highlight of the week, sponsored by Dave Franek Auto. Looking for that first car for your son or daughter? Don't panic. See Dave Franek.
We go to Mount Olive for this Colonial Division clash, and Mount Olive gets off a shot here, but Pope John keeper Rachel Conway makes the save, and we have no score through the first 10 minutes of this contest. But Mount Olive's high-octane attack finally breaks through here. Watch Sabrina Malusi with the dodge and the goal, with just under 15 minutes left in the first half, and it's 1-0 Mount Olive. The Marauders make it 2-0 here less than a minute later. Out of the free position, it's Malusi again for the goal for Mount Olive. Okay, now off the draw, the Marauders get it to Nikki Amata, and she does the rest as she works her way for the goal as Mount Olive goes up 3-0. Marauders keep the pressure on. Watch Alina Santana with the drive as she dishes off to Frankie Verone, who scores, and it's 4-0 Marauders. And after Malusi scored another goal to make it 5-0, it's Tess Callahan's turn to get into the scoring after the Marauders as she scores in traffic before falling to the turf. Then watch the Marauders take an 8-0 lead here off the nice look from Frankie Verone to Alina Santana, who buries it into the back of the net, and Mount Olive is rolling. But Pope John stops the bleeding here. Watch Kateri Brooks with the nice dodge as she breaks in and scores as the Lions get their first goal of the game with 3 minutes left in the first half, and they would trail 9-1 at the break. Okay, second half action, and Pope John gets its second goal here. Watch the great pass from Shannon Connell to Brooks, who scores her second goal of the game to make it 10-2 Mount Olive. Now watch the patience shown here by Mackenzie McGuire as the freshman makes her move, and then she dumps it into the far side of the net, and Pope John trails by 7, 10-3. Pope John's on a mini run now due to McGuire winning some key draws, and the freshman does it all by herself here as she beats the defense, and she scores, and it's a 7-goal game, 11-4 Mount Olive with 15 minutes left in the game. And less than a minute later, watch the great defensive pressure here as Shannon Connell puts on the pressure, and it's Sam Stein with the steal and the goal, and Pope John now trails 11-5. Good run there by the Lions. But Mount Olive has an answer, and what an answer it was. In the transition, watch the great passing as Nikki Amata finds Tess Callahan, who feeds Alana Santana, and she scores, and Mount Olive will go up 12-5 with just under 13 minutes remaining. And Mount Olive takes a 13-5 lead here despite being shorthanded as Nikki Amata scores, and Mount Olive would go on to a 15-5 victory over Pope John to improve to 9-0 as the Pope John Lions fall to 5-5.
I think at the beginning we had a really good teamwork. We were looking good. I guess we just lost it a little bit in the end, but overall I think we played really hard.
I thought the girls gave a really good effort. Our transition game was probably one of the best we've had all year. When we had the ball, we moved it efficiently and effectively. You know, we found open girls and moved the ball up the field. And while we, had it, we weren't losing it, dropping it, just giving it away. The big problem was just not, trying to penetrate to score. It was that their solid defense just was able to cut off any opportunities that we had.
This Pope John team has a great potential with all the freshmen and sophomores, including Mackenzie McGuire and Kateri Brooks.
We got a lot of young players coming out this year. We have three freshmen? Close enough. And huge talent. Just got talent all around the field, everywhere. And it's really working for us. We have such a connection because we bond very closely, and it just works out for us.
We have a freshman that's amazing, obviously, and there's some sophomores and there's a lot of juniors too, so I think that our team is really developing for good seasons in the future.
It's nice to see this year. We had 13 seniors last year, and they all, with losing all of them, we were kind of wondering, what the makeup of the team was going to be like, and I think it's probably the most balanced it's been since I've taken over the program. And we have a good mix of seniors with experience, and then a couple of juniors that are playing really well for us, and then the sophomore and freshman class form a fantastic core. They have a lot of talent. They're great stick skills, fast players, smart players, and it's just going to set us up for next couple of years to be a strong contender.
With that mix of seniors and youngsters, Shannon Connell says it's part of her job to make them work well together.
I'd like to think that I set a good example to help them, step it up and get some confidence for the next seasons.
Pope John's hoping to build on their 500 record and get back into the state tournament.
We're going to try to win, obviously, and try to make states as best we can, win the tournament that's coming up soon.
I think we're playing really well this year. I think if we come off that momentum, we can do really well in that and go pretty far.
We're in the mix for it, and depending on how we finish, if we finish strong and with the right points, we could end up with a nice seed. And if it's the right one, we could make some noise in there too.
But before that state tournament starts, the Hunter Warren Sussex tournament will start in about 10 days, and the Lions feel they can play with anyone in that tourney.
We're going to try to get farther than we did in the past couple of years. We've only gotten through like 2 or 3 games. We're going to try to really step it up.
I think we could do better than last year, hopefully, if we keep going at this rate.
That's been our biggest problem all year, is consistency, and I feel that with those teams in there we could definitely make some noise and go pretty deep into that tournament with the talent that we have offensively. This is the first game we've been held to under 9 goals, so it's been a good year for us offensively, and if we can just get everything to come together all on the same day, we could do a really good job.